players such as Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Didier Drogba, and others. And that got me thinking, what current Premier League players will be inducted into the Hall of Fame when they retire? And I was having a look and I was like, actually, you know what, there's quite a few who I reckon could get into the Hall of Fame. So I've picked out, I think there's about 12 or 13 players who I believe, when it's all said and done, will be in the Premier League Hall of Fame. Now some of them I've based it on sort of, they've already achieved lows and pretty much guaranteed once they retired they will get in. And then some of the others are based on sort of my prediction on how their career might go, and what they will achieve will get them into the Hall of Fame. So, just my opinion. Let me know who I've missed out from this list, or maybe if I've included somebody who you think is definitely not going to get in there, but just a little bit of fun. This video will be an interesting one. I should also caveat that these are current Premier League players. So, for example, someone like Harry Kane is not in this video, even though he is definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, let's begin. So, we start off with number 1, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool. Liverpool's homegrown hero is blessed with such a wonderful range of passing that Gary Neville famously stated is like having Kevin De Bruyne or David Beckham at right back. Hardly surprising then that no defender in Premier League history has racked up more assists than Alexander-Arnold, even though he's still just 25 years old. The England international has also won every single major trophy at club level, but he remains a polarising player, with some believing that he'll be better deployed in midfield, given concerns over his defensive capabilities. Indeed, it very much remains to be seen where Alexander-Arnold ends up playing for what should be the best years of his career. Nevertheless, if he continues the way he's done so far, there's no reason he wouldn't be in contention for a Hall of Fame induction. And if he can add maybe 1 or 2 more Premier League medals before he retires, that will truly cement his spot. Number 2, Alisson Becker, Liverpool. One of the most important signings in Liverpool's history, the brilliant ball-playing Brazilian with the sensational shot-stopping skills helped the Reds end their 30-year wait for an English title, and is also a 2-time Premier League Golden Glove winner. His haul of 21 clean sheets in 1819 is second only to Petr Cech's 24 in 04-05, and he was named in the PFA Team of the Year in 21-22. His Liverpool legacy is already secured. His crucial winner against West Brom in 2021 made him the first goalkeeper ever to score for the club. But Alisson probably needs another winner's medal to remove all doubts over his legendary status. And he might just get one at the end of the current campaign. He's already one of the greatest goalkeepers to play in the Prem, and like Trent, if he can add another Premier League medal to his name, he will be right up there in terms of Hall of Fame nominees. Number 3, Kevin De Bruyne, Manchester City. The Belgian magician may have disappointed during his first spell in the Premier League, but his second stint has been spectacular. Indeed, despite injury issues, the Chelsea flop has been one of the driving forces behind Man City's era of unprecedented domination. De Bruyne is a 5-time title winner who occupies a 3rd spot in the Premier League's all-time assist rankings with 107, as there is no pass he cannot play. He's also got 65 goals to his name. Quite simply, one of the finest attacking talents the English top flight has ever seen. There's no doubt that once he hangs up his boots, he's going straight into that Hall of Fame. Number 4. Erling Haaland, Manchester City. There were some English pundits that thought the Norwegian number 9 might find it more difficult to score goals in the Premier League, but Haaland quickly set about making a mockery of that claim, scoring 3 hat-tricks in his first 8 appearances. The previous record for a treble of trebles was 48 games. Haaland ended up breaking the single-season record for goals, netting 36 times in 22-23. He now has 54 goals in 58 games. If he keeps this up, he'll break every goal-scoring record in the book. The only question mark is over whether he will get bored at City and join Real Madrid sooner rather than later. If that happens, maybe his Hall of Fame case may take a hit. However, right now it seems almost certain he will be in the Hall of Fame and remembered as one of the greatest strikers the Premier League has ever seen. Number 5. Son HeungMin, Tottenham. The South Korean has never got his hands on the Premier League trophy, or any major trophy for that matter. He's also only made the Team of the Year on one occasion in 2021. However, when it comes to appraising Son's Hall of Fame prospects, context is key. Son has spent his entire 9-year Premier League career at Tottenham, and only sporadically as a centre forward, yet still has managed to score 117 goals. He even claimed the Golden Boot alongside Mohamed Salah in the 21-22 season, which is a hugely impressive achievement at a success-starved club. Son may not get into the Hall of Fame at the first time of asking, or at all, but it's an honour he definitely deserves for providing such stellar service to Spurs. He's an outside shout for it, but if he does eventually win something with Spurs, especially now as captain, that might be enough to sneak himself in there. Especially when you consider the impact he's had on the Asian continent, especially in South Korea in the Premier League, attracting so many fans to the Premier League. Either way, he deserves massive respect and will go down as a Premier League great, even if he does not get into the Hall of Fame. Number 6. Declan Rice, Arsenal. After being released by Chelsea at the age of 14, Rice was signed by Arsenal in the summer of 2023 for a whopping 100 million. After making history at West Ham by leading the club to victory in the Conference League, their first major European trophy since 1965. The England international has since had a transformative effect on Mikel Arteta's midfield, and is one of the main reasons why many believe the Gunners might win the Premier League this season. Rice certainly needs a first title to boost his Hall of Fame hopes, because while the potential is obviously there for him to be one day mentioned in the same breath as a Roy Keane, the 25-year-old has never seen or even previously featured in a Team of the Year, let alone won an individual accolade. However, I do believe that at some point in his Arsenal career, Rice will win a Premier League, whether that be this year or later, and if he does, he will likely be influential in that title win. So bringing a title back to the Emirates after almost over 20 years since their last one, and being a key man in that, I think that could be enough to get Declan 7. Rodri, Manchester City. People can talk all they want about Man City's wonderful array of attacking talent, but Rodri is Pep Guardiola's most important player. The treble winners only ever seem to lose when the Spaniard is either injured or suspended, which pretty much says it all. Rodri has won 3 consecutive titles with City, and while doing so, established himself as the best defensive midfielder in the world by some distance. He also won the treble with them, and most importantly, scored the winner in the Champions League final, which obviously doesn't matter in the context of a Premier League Hall of Fame, but helps add to the CV of Rodri. Remarkably, he's still only 27, so he's only likely to add to his legacy, but I think he's already done almost enough to get in there, which is pretty scary. Number 8. Bukayo Saka, Arsenal. A beloved academy product that has been at Arsenal since the age of 7, Saka has just gone from strength to strength since breaking into the first team in November 2018, with his goals tally improving with each season. Saka played a pivotal part in last season's surprise Premier League title challenge, and his thrilling performances on the right wing resulted in him being named the PFA's Young Player of the Year. Rio Ferdinand recently claimed that Saka is not yet world class, and that's debatable, but what's clear is that the 22-year-old has the talent to prove the former England defender wrong. Inspiring Arsenal to a first league title in 2 decades would represent an excellent start. Like Rice, I do believe at some point Saka will help Arsenal win the league, and he will probably be the most important player in that team, which should help him in his case for Hall of Fame status. Especially when you consider the fact he is an academy product. He may well go down as the best ever player produced by the Arsenal Academy, and an Arsenal Academy boy winning them their first league title in decades. I think that might be enough for Hall of Fame. Number 9. Mohamed Salah, Liverpool. Moving on from a potential title-winning right winger to a title-winning right winger. Just like De Bruyne, Salah made no impact at Chelsea, and just like De Bruyne, Salah returned to England with vengeance, laying waste to Premier League defences with Liverpool. The Egyptian scored 32 times during his first season at Anfield, breaking the Premier League's 38-game single-season record at the time, and now has an incredible 152 goals to his name, which is just ridiculous numbers. So while there is a chance that the 31-year-old could leave Liverpool this summer, he's already a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. Indeed, the question at this stage is not whether Salah is one of the best players in the Premier League history, but is he the best? Number 10. Bernardo Silva, Manchester City. A winner of 5 Premier League titles, and yet it sometimes feels as if Bernardo Silva does not get the credit that his wizardry deserves. The Portuguese is just a manager's dream, a technically perfect player that works his socks off for his teammates. Because he doesn't post ridiculous numbers in terms of assists and goals, his creative and defensive work often goes unrecognised. But similar to Son, while I don't think this actually happens, if I was in charge of the Hall of Fame, when he becomes eligible for the Hall of Fame, he'll be immediately inducted for me. Number 11. Virgil van Dijk, Liverpool. Liverpool were desperate to sign a dominant centre-back in the summer of 2017, but Southampton refused to sell them Van Dijk. The Reds refused to give up Bow and finally got their man in January 2018. The fee of 75 million was deemed extortionate by some, but it has proved to be a major bargain. Van Dijk was named Player of the Season in 2018-19 and also made it into the Premier League Team of the Year on 2 other occasions, including the 1920 season when Liverpool ended their agonising title droughts. The Dutchman has since been named club captain and might just end up lifting the title in May, which would only cement his status as one of the best defenders the Premier League has ever seen. Indeed, comparisons with John Terry, Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic began long ago, but he's certainly right up there, and there's no doubt he's going into the Hall of Fame when he hangs up his boots. Okay, and finally, number 12 is Kyle Walker, Manchester City. Kyle Walker has regularly been involved in controversy during his time at Manchester City, and there were times where he appeared to have fallen out of favour with Pep Guardiola. However, he's now the club's vice-captain and was handed a new contract last summer, which is a testament to the 33-year-old's importance to the side. Walker, who has won 5 Premier Leagues, is not only a wonderfully versatile defender, he's also still one of the quickest you'll ever come across. There are those that consider him the best right-back in Premier League history, and you can make a very, very strong case he is. Based on that, it's very likely he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame once he retires. So, those were 12 players who I believe will be inducted into the Hall of Fame once they retire. I understand pretty much all of them are Man City and Liverpool players, but, you know, Man City and Liverpool during this, last 5 years have been, the most successful clubs, so kinda had to be a lot of players from them getting inducted, but let me know, I'll be very interested to see if you agree or disagree with those picks, and who I have missed out from this list. If you guys have enjoyed